Yo, what's good everyone? So I need to tell you all about this amazing champion called Shang-Chi. Now you might have known that I just finished up my new account challenge. Shang-Chi was the absolute GOAT in this. He carried me so far, but guess what? Shang was only a 5 star, and as a 5 star, he carried me from Act 6 all the way to 9.1 100% exploration. Yes, I was using him in 9.1, and yes, he was the damn MVP for it. I always knew Shang-Chi was a great champion, but I don't think anyone knew quite how versatile he truly is. I am not joking when I say this 5-star Shang-Chi carried the entire run. I would not have been able to do it without him. So where am I going with this? If you are a progressing player, if you have story content left to do, but even if you don't, no matter what, rank up your Shang-Chi. If you get Shang-Chi from a crystal, if you see Shang-Chi in a Nexus crystal, you pick him and you rank him because this guy will carry you so far. On top of all that utility, he's one of the most versatile champions in game, which I'll explain how he is that soon. He has the damage to back it up as well. His damage is insane. He has good damage in short fights, amazing damage in long fights as well. 9.1 has 800k health pools. These health pools are massive for a 5 star, but Shang-Chi's damage was holding up just fine. He was getting these fights down faster than the rank 4 6 stars I had, like Photon and Kushala. Not only did he carry most of the story content though, he carried most of the bosses. There was only 2 bosses that I didn't take with Shang-Chi, and they were Orochi and the 7.3 Kang. Every other boss I took with Shang-Chi. Now, was he the best option for these bosses? Like the Grandmaster, Glycan, etc. No, for some of these fights he was not the best option, but he still got it down perfectly fine. So now I'm going to run through Shang-Chi's utility with you. So hopefully I can make you understand truly how versatile he is. But if you really want to understand how good this champion is, watch any, and I mean any, of my new account streams. And I promise you, you will see Shang-Chi cooking in there. Any of them will have good Shang-Chi fights. But first off, he has his slow, right? And this will counter any champion that evades you, any champion that goes unstoppable. This is extremely useful, and he can keep this slow up the entire match. It's very easy to keep up. Then he has his cleanse, and this cleanse is one of the best cleanse abilities in game. It will cleanse any debuff on you at that moment, then give you 3 additional cleanse charges, so you can cleanse another 3 debuffs. And it's not only damaging debuffs or non-damaging debuffs that he purifies any type of debuff. So if you can play this guy well enough, he can pretty much be immune to any damaging debuff, which is an insane piece of utility. He has those guaranteed crits on his Wushu strikes and guaranteed crits on his SP2. This is good for crit move your best shot or any other node that you need to land critical hits, and of course it overall just helps with his damage output. And then he has his stun. If you end a combo with a medium attack, you can stun your opponent off your combo and you can trigger this through block. On top of that, he can also go unblockable. Now why is this so important? This helps you get 3 easy openings if you're unblockable, or if you can stun your opponent through block, because then you don't have to parry, you don't have to block bait, you don't have to take unnecessary block damage, which is really important when you're using low rank champions like a 5 star. So yeah, you can easily avoid block damage with Shang-Chi. And this also pretty much removes any need to intercept. You don't have to go for any intercepts when playing Shang-Chi. You can just go unblockable through the block or stun your opponent, and there you go. Free opening. It's kind of crazy. On top of that, another piece of utility is that stun cannot be decreased or increased. What does this mean? Nodes like Limber or champions like Karnak who reduce your stun duration. This will not affect Shang-Chi. I didn't even know this before I started the challenge, but that is a really useful piece of utility to completely counter Limber. I don't think there's another champion that can do that apart from Domino, and she needs a synergy for that. So yeah, that's really cool. Didn't even know that about Shang before I started the challenge. And then, if all that fails, if somehow all that utility is not enough to get a fight down, which sometimes it isn't, He has the Shang lock. You can lock your opponent in the corner. Now, this isn't guaranteed, but every time I have tried this, I have got down at least 500k HP off my opponent. So it is a reliable strategy. You do need to have good timing. You do have to be really on point with the stand-up intercepts. But you can cheese your opponent by locking them in the corner with Shang-Chi. And yeah, pretty much bypass a lot of nodes, and I did this a lot in the challenge and it worked out a lot for me. So I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you're completely roadblocked, unless you need to do this, but in do or die situations this is a viable strategy. On top of all this, he has a indefinite damage ramp up. He can ramp up his special 2 damage higher and higher and higher, and it never stops. Basically, the way Shang-Chi works is he has chi charges. Each chi charge will increase the damage on his special 2. You gain chi charges from doing wushu strikes and from using your special 3. Once you get to around 130, you won't get any more of your wushu strikes, but you can keep ramping them up with your special 3. So you can indefinitely ramp up your damage, and this is really useful for champions that regen. For example, I'll put the Gwenperion fight on screen right now. Every 20 seconds, Gwenperion will regen to 100% health if she doesn't have a Incinerate or Shock on her. I had no champions with Incinerate or Shock, so I decided to use Shang-Chi and just ramp up my chi charges to 130 and drop a massive special 2, and this completely wiped her out. It was overkill. So it doesn't matter if the opponent has loads of regen, a infinite amount of regen. Shang-Chi can just one-shot it with the special 2 if you ramp up high enough. This guy has so much utility, so much hidden utility as well. It is ridiculous. I fully believe this guy is one of the best champions in the game now, after the way he carried that challenge. Like I mentioned, I was always a fan of Shang-Chi, but this challenge just proved to me that he is truly one of the best champions in the game. So I felt like I need to make this video. If you are a progressing player, please rank up your Shang-Chi. I promise you, you will not regret it. Learn how to play him. He's not that hard to play. I won't get into that too much because there's plenty of videos out there on how to play Shang-Chi. Learn how to play him. I promise you, he will carry you so far. I actually have a 7-star Shang-Chi at Sig 40 on my main account, and he's sitting at rank 1. I'm definitely going to fix that now. He's going straight up to rank 2. I've done all the story content in games, so it's not like I need to rank him, but I feel like I have to. I love Shang-Chi now. I have such a soft spot for him now. We've gone through so much together, and he carried the Brexit Geezer account. But that's going to be it for the video. If you enjoyed it, if you found it helpful, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a like. Subscribe if you aren't already, because there's plenty more content coming. I'll probably get back to making some Battlegrounds content soon, because, you know, I'm fiending playing Battlegrounds again. But yeah, that's it. See you all in the next video.